All right, guys. I've got a 15-second clip to show you that will sum up what is wrong with the world. So before we get the video started, don't forget to like, subscribe, press the bell button. If you're interested in hearing me talk about what I'm interested in, join the Discord. Last time we did a stream on Twitch, we ended up watching war songs of various cultures inspired by the Discord. So hop on in there. Okay, so here we are in plenary pandemic, in media of the res. I mean, the plague, such as it was, is over. I mean, there's a resurgence, there are variants, but it turns out we're discovering there will always be variants. And I don't want to rehash all of the things that we've been talking about. But it's interesting to examine why things have gone down the way they've gone down and to examine it from different angles. So this clip is going to show what happens when the godless fear death, which is only natural, when the only thing that they have to live for is staying alive. Safety becomes the paramount value. So I'm going to play this clip for you now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Steel yourselves, boys and girls. Here we go.
With traditional cutting boards, nasty bacteria can hide in the places you can't see. Don't invite germs to dinner. Get new Dixie Ultra disposable cutting boards to help prevent the spread of germs and bacteria. Dixie, make it right.
Make it right. Okay. There are several things to be addressed here, but the first one is probably the placebo religiosity of it, right? So I used to cut chicken, raw chicken, salmonella, woo, on plastic cutting boards as opposed to wood, because I had heard somewhere that there could be impregnation, right? The whole cross-contamination fear, and the idea was that wood would be more absorbent. Turns out a couple of years ago, I had the chance to ask a chef, because I much prefer wooden cutting boards, and I cut other meats on, so pork and chicken I was doing on plastic boards. Everything else, wooden cutting boards. Turns out the opposite is true. That wooden cut boards resist impregnation. So first of all, there's that nonsense out there, but this is the placebo effect. If we go through certain rituals, if we do the right kind of science witchcraft, then the science gods will protect us from the judgment to come. And there is no worse judgment than death. And my death, the death of the individual, right? That's the next thing. But how selfish this is. A family that is using one of these, I mean, imagine how many they would run through. So first of all, you have the sorts of folks who are all about protecting the environment, but with their lithium batteries and their labor practices, they are worse for the world than an Iowa Republican. And this is an example of how that happens. My individual life is so valuable. It's the only thing I really have that I should be throwing away cutting boards. The final thing I want to mention is the raw wussiness of the thing. There's got to be a sense in which, as much as certain things may have improved over the years, we have lost a lot of things. And if it was good enough for Grandpa, it's good enough for me. There needs to be a very good and considered reason why that might not be the case. There have been a lot of things that we have changed over the years because we have considered and we have been good about it. But what is it we lose? And when you get this far, you're losing lust for life, joy in life, fearlessness. Living without fear is without price, without measure. You can define the quality of your life. And that has been what's been going on in 2020 and 2021. It's the division in American culture between those who are ruled by fear and those who are not. And those who are ruled by fear see fear everywhere. You don't want to get vaccinated because you're afraid. At least I cut my chicken on a wooden cutting board.
Aí sim é um homem de verdade, não é esses troços do grupo não, essas carcaças velhas, uó, fim de carreira.
Cadê você, profeta, autarquia? Hein? Pedrada no inferno, fala comigo aí, matador de demônio. Hein?